Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Much better. Beautiful.
There we go.
I mean, you nailed it the first time. There was no mistake.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I was told that I need to let other people do that.
All right.
There was a request to make Justin do it.
Oh,
Okay. Why did you tell me?
Well, I
not
just,
ready to give it up quite yet.
Oh,
I mean, I was just told that I need to share the responsibility and I need to stop being such a bully.
Oh,
makes sense.
well, it's a nice sentiment, but I always figured that was just like your thing.
That's what I thought
It's
too.
the,
but
it's
I
like
mean,
the
I guess-
iconic thing.
That's what gets you out of bed all week.
Well, at least something does.
We all need something.
Oh,
Well,
speaking of reasons,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, I think actually in the past, Justin did hijack the intro once, if I recall.
Probably should. I think I did.
We used to get because like toward the end of our first run of episodes, we got a little wacky with the intro from time to time, and we would try to talk over you. So I'm sure that Justin's probably said it once or twice.
Yeah, we'd have to go
Oh,
check.
okay.
Check the ones that don't exist.
Check. All right, check the tapes. That's Jeremy's homework. You got to go back and listen to all 100.
All right, I'll do it while I'm at work, and I'll get back to you.
Just listen to the first couple seconds of each one. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to listen to the entire episode.
That's true. That makes things a little easier. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so
I screwed up your seamless transition.
wow, not going to be the first time. Won't be the last.
True.
Where was I? I was saying something about reasons to get out of bed in the morning. Did you guys watch any of the MODOK series yet?
Oh shit! I forgot all about that. Oh man, that trailer looked great though. Looked really funny.
I've watched half of it. I think there's 10 episodes. I've watched 5 so far.
Wow,
It's pretty funny.
nice.
I mean, it's definitely not MCU
Yeah,
because like there's no way they're going to include any of that in with the current Marvel stuff. But yeah, it's like if MODOK ever makes it into the MCU, it's going to be definitely a different version than this show.
This is gonna be a stupid question because I don't really read a lot of comics, but has MODOK ever been like had a humorous tone before in the past?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is like a whole new thing they're just doing here. They're just playing around.
No, I mean the concept is quite ridiculous, but yeah. I mean it's mental organism designed only for killing.
Uh-huh.
All right.
That's funny.
So I mean, and it's this guy who's just gotten so big that like his head has to hover in a chair because his body's just. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a stupid concept anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was one of the like boss level battles on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
Okay.
And I haven't played all of the Avengers game yet because I got kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
Like, pretty quick. And I need to go back and finish it.
Is it like really repetitive?
Some of it's pretty repetitive, but like it's not like a seamless like level transition.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like various different levels that you have to go to, and some of it like they're like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. So like instead of just going like it's not like it's clear not like a platformer where it's just you just keep going in a straight line.
Right.
But you know when you're playing like Arkham Asylum, like the story keeps forcing you in one direction, and then occasionally like the story just kind of allows you to like maybe go backwards and collect a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it's sort of like that at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it finally opens up where like you got to go to a war room
Mm.
and like choose like a bunch of level. You can like there's the story level,
Mm-hmm.
but then it makes you kind of like go do a couple of the side missions because you need more stuff, and like so the side missions are pretty repetitive,
Gotcha.
and
All right.
and like they're just like some of them are kind of stupid, and I wasn't enjoying it as much as I enjoyed other games, and I've
Yeah.
not gone back and played it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing from some of the other reviews that I've read about that game, because I was gonna check that one out, but I was like, yeah, I guess I'll wait on that.
Because I had a friend who managed to make it past the point that I was at, and he was like, "Oh, it's actually a pretty good game once you get past that point, and you get you get the all the because right now like all I've got is the Hulk, Iron Man, and Miss Marvel.
Mhm.
So like
I feel like that's all you need.
well, but like there's other characters like there's Black Widow and I think Captain America and somebody else that I haven't opened yet. But now they've got DLC with Hawkeye and what's her name? I'm blanking on her name right now, but it's not Hawk Girl because that's DC. It'll come to me.
All right.
let's take a commercial break.
Doo-doo-doo.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't gone back and played it very much.
Mhm.
But I get the feeling like, well, not I get the feeling the main villain that you're fighting towards the beginning of the game, and he's not quite MODOK yet, is George Tarleton, and George Tarleton's character, like that's MODOK's name before he becomes MODOK.
Gotcha.
All right.
But in the show, Patton Oswalt's doing the voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely got a Robot Chicken feel to it.
Nice.
'Cause
That's kind of the
I
vibe
don't-
I was getting from the trailer a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Seth Green is a producer,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
I don't know if Stupid Monkey or whatever his
Yeah.
studio is involved in it, but it definitely has that feel.
Cool. I'll have to check
Right,
that
but-
out. It looks funny.
Let's see. Oh, hey, you remember a couple weeks ago or a month or so ago where we were discussing streaming services?
I do.
We
Yeah.
had a whole bracket of it.
As a matter of fact, yes, I do.
Well, we discussed Quibi.
Yeah.
So it's Friday, I think it was. Yeah, Friday. If you have a Roku box,
Mm-hmm.
you now have access to all the Quibi stuff. They've rebranded them all Roku Originals,
Wow.
All right.
but they're all in the Roku channel. Like if do either of you have a Roku?
Mm-hmm. I have a
Yeah.
Roku TV.
Okay, so you
I
know.
have two of the boxes.
Okay, so you know when you turn your TV on, you got the Roku. It has all the streaming channels.
Mm-hmm.
One of the streaming channels is the Roku channel. If you open the Roku channel up, it has all those old TV shows and old movies. But
Mhm.
now it's got the Roku Originals. And in there, it's all of the Quibi stuff.
Is there?
And
Yeah.
I watched some episode. There's a one called Flipped with Will Forte and the woman from It's Always Sunny in Philly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. D?
D. Yeah, D. I'm blanking on her real name. But they are these just really vapid people who somehow end up deciding to start their own house flipping show.
Nice.
It's pretty funny. I mean, it's Will Forte, so you know it's funny.
Yeah.
But I definitely get why Quibi failed.
Mm.
Because I'm looking through the list of all of the shows that they have, and there's a lot of big name actors. They clearly spent a lot of money. I mean, like Anna Kendrick has her own series, Will Forte, Kiefer Sutherland, Chance the Rapper,
Jeez.
like a bunch of and
So they blew their budget on the talent.
they blew the budget on talent. They blew the budget on like developing all these new shows like at once. Like they just spent so much money that like if they didn't become the number one streaming service overnight, they were gonna fail because they spent so much money. But like I'm watching Flipped, and I think I watched like 4 episodes. None of them are 10 minutes. And it's so annoying where you're just like, oh, okay, 8 minutes in, episode stops, restarts. Now I gotta wade through this commercial and the quick little start and then get back into the show. And it's like, I think they really misjudged the idea that like people's attention spans are that bad where they only want 10-minute bites.
So I didn't even realize that was their whole thing.
Well, yeah, because
everything is 10 minutes
or less. Like every episode is like 10 minutes or less.
That's
like,
so crazy.
Yeah, so like I wouldn't like, you know, there's Die Hard, which is Kevin Hart wants to be the next big action star. So like John Travolta is going to teach him.
What? That's crazy.
Right. So, I mean, there you go. There's another big one, Kevin Hart and John Travolta. And like, it looks like it's a huge budget. And the whole thing is going to take you maybe an hour, just over an hour and 10 to watch. So like barely less than, you know, a Hollywood movie.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a waste of time for the viewer. It's a waste of time for the people involved in the making of it.
I think I'd rather just sit down and watch it sit down and watch it for an hour
instead of quick individual things.
Instead of just like 10-minute little blocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think they really misjudged the audience for that. Like, I really think that they were like, this is going to be great because this is what science says people's attention spans are.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that might be what science says, but it's clearly not true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at like people can sit down and binge out like, you know, an entire season of, you know, Ozark in a weekend, you know, or a day. Like,
I mean, if people could make it through a whole episode of Pop Culture Roulette, I definitely believe they can watch a whole episode of something that's 30 minutes.
I mean, do we have numbers that prove they get through the whole episode? Numbers out there?
They only provide those numbers with the Spotify analytics, but I'm inclined to believe on any other platform they're making it all the way through.
All right.
It doesn't matter if they make it all the way through as long as we're getting them downloads. That's what's going to give us the advertising money.
Hey, speaking of analytics, I watched the analytics on SoundCloud a couple days ago, and we got one play from New York City, which happens to be where Adam Sandler is located. Does that mean he listened to the Adam Sandler bracket?
Oh, maybe.
It's too much of a coincidence not to be.
And you did like tweet at him, didn't you, Nicholas?
I did tweet at him. Does it give you an idea of what day we got the listen from New York City?
It was, I can look up the specific day. It was like just like the beginning of last week sometime. So it was after the episode was out.
Yeah, let's go down this rabbit hole. I like conspiracies.
Let's dive in.
Oh.
If that was you, Adam, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, email us and tell us what we got wrong.
But we're also waiting for you to contact us.
Well, let me check my inbox quick. Nothing.
Can you explain the Adam Sandler IHOP thing to me? I'm a little out of the loop on that.
All right. I think, to the best of my knowledge, Adam Sandler and one of his kids, one of the younger kids, were out walking around, and they were like, oh, we're going to go to IHOP. And it was still kind of in pandemic-y times when there was limited seating capacity. and he walked in, wanted a table, and they, instead of going, "Oh, it's Mr. Sandler, let's get you a table right away," they just went, "You gotta wait," or like, "There's just nothing for you,"
Yeah.
and just kind of were like, "Go over there." And instead of being like, do you know who I am? He just went, "Oh, okay." And I can't remember if he left because the wait was just gonna be too long, or like he literally just, like, him and his daughter went over and waited.
Yeah.
But like a lot of other people were like, "That's Adam Sandler." For some reason, the waitress or the hostess just didn't recognize him at the moment.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not serving
So-
you. Go wait.
So
do
there
you
was
feel like he should have gotten treated like better?
Go away with the rest
no,
of the
and
schlubs.
that's, I think most people were actually like, good for you, IHOP, or good for you, hostess,
Yeah.
for not giving Adam Sandler like special treatment, and just because he's a superstar.
Yeah.
And good for you, Adam Sandler, for not being like, do you know who I am? I'm Adam Sandler. You're gonna seat me now. Like, this is IHOP.
Yeah. How dare you? Yeah, good on them. So it's just a feel good story all around.
Yeah. I mean, I think people were trying to make more of it than they needed to be, but
Gotcha. Did people
No.
think that because he left, he was like saying "fuck you," or did that get taken out of context, or was
probably I didn't read a lot about the story. I just remember there was
yeah,
a whole like Adam Sandler IHOP kerfuffle.
yeah. Well, I just know that you made a reference to it last week, and I didn't know really what you meant because I wasn't following. I didn't follow that story, so it's good to be in the loop now. Last
you know,
week
that is
on the
my-
'90s Nostalgia Showdown.
That is,
Over at Media
I mean,
Bot
that
Smash.
is that is my job as the, and I'm using quotation marks, king of pop culture.
Tear down those quotes.
See who really won at the 90s Nostalgia Showdown. Streaming over at Media Bot Smash.
That's right. And also on YouTube, if you search for Media Pod Smash or the 90s Nostalgia Showdown 2.
Let me ask you,
Yes.
if I had fought a little harder and said I was the one who spoke up first instead of just giving it to Mitch,
Yeah,
I would have finished in first, wouldn't I?
you probably would have finished it first.
Ah,
Was that during a doubler opportunity, or was that during the first round when it was everything was the same?
I don't
That
remember.
could make a difference, but I think you know what?
It was the second round when you were just reading the questions and the first one to chime in.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
So
'cause
it
it
was.
was-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So you would have gotten
So
ahead with that.
I'm pretty sure Mitch actually did say something first, but I was
It-
also like, I also kind of felt bad because he was so far behind that I was like, just let him have it.
Here's a
Well,
pity point.
Yeah, please just take it. I mean, in listening back, it is still very close. It's like he starts saying super, and then he just barely gets out soaker before you say super soaker. So it's a really close one. But you know
And of
what?
course, it was on one of the few pictures that I actually
Uh,
recognized.
that's always how it works out.
All the ones that were on my turn, nothing. The ones that are on other people's turn, I'm like, "Ooh, that's Gak."
Of course.
Oh,
Well, you're gonna have one more opportunity to redeem yourself because I was telling Rosie last night when we were recording that I've got one more in me, and we're gonna make it a trilogy.
oh, another 90s
All
style.
right.
Yeah, one more '90s game show, and then we're gonna move on to some new endeavors.
All right.
All right, I got to find some more 90s documentaries.
Just go find some old footage of like Nick Games and Sports on YouTube or something.
Well, because I mean, you spent a lot of time on the 90s on Nickelodeon, but there's a whole section of the 90s that you haven't touched yet with TGIF.
Now,
That's true. That is true. And I did
Yeah.
watch enough of that to like, yeah, to know a few
I mean,
things to ask.
You've got TGIF, and you've got all of like Warner Brother cartoon that
That's true.
blocks and
Yeah. So
So
there's still some things. Yeah.
there are some 90s to be mined there. It doesn't necessarily have to stay with the Nickelodeon side of it.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, that's Jeremy's wheelhouse, though.
Yeah, and just the first one with a lot of Nickelodeon, so I could cater to my childhood and my friends' childhoods. But I will go towards some different wells this time to even things up. And I got some prizes today, some awesome prizes for the next one already.
All right.
They won't be delivered.
It's all for show. It's just to look good for the camera.
He just keeps them.
You don't actually get the prizes. Didn't you read the fine print?
All prizes go to the host.
That's right. Those coolers and those fanny packs are just too cool to give away.
I believe it.
Well, I was thinking that, it's probably on me to come up with another bracket for the next time that we're going to get together, because the first time we did, you did a bracket. The second time we did, Justin did a bracket. So it's like, I guess true. It's my turn.
That's true. It's the ritual.
I've got two more that are kind of in the works right now.
Well, never mind then.
As well.
All right.
They're not going to be nearly as. These are like a lot shorter brackets.
They're not going to be 42.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're not going to. No.
Okay. Well, Nicholas, do you have any ideas what you would do for one, or have you not thought about it?
I haven't really thought of it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I just now thought of the TGIF bracket.
That would be a good one. There's a lot of good shit on TGIF.
I did make a joke about doing a Brendan Fraser bracket.
It's true.
That is true.
But I haven't really thought of I haven't really. Yeah. I just thought of man, I should do one. And now that Justin's done the hard work and actually laid out the groundwork for how we should do it, it'll be, once I think of the topic, it'll be easy.
True.
I'm gonna do one what's our favorite planet?
That's her favorite planet.
Yeah.
Pluto.
Is Earth gonna be the one seed?
I think it has to.
I think so.
How did Earth get eliminated in the first round?
I'll do them in order, so it'll be Mercury versus Pluto. Just go down that way. Yeah.
What a fascinating bracket challenge that would be.
I feel like Earth has to win because it's the only one that can give us life
that we know of. I mean, who knows?
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
They have been a lot more forthcoming lately about giving out UFO information.
It's true.
I mean,
about time.
They're talking about it on the mainstream news now. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, there is in my head a big question about Neptune. I don't understand how we know what Neptune, because they say Neptune we've never even seen the surface because it's just completely engulfed in clouds.
Yeah.
So what if we find out that's actually some sort of technology, and there's this massively over technologically whatever word I'm looking for, civilization under there that was we don't want those Earthlings to see us.
Yeah.
Put up the cloud network.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah.
I could definitely buy that. They've got things that are beyond our wildest
Our aliens
dreams.
don't exist, but
let's not get
that's
carried
a lot
away.
less fun.
Yeah.
It is weird though. I mean, it does seem like they've been talking about it quite a bit this month. It's been coming up a lot lately.
I'm sure it has something to do with the distraction.
It's a smoke screen. Look over here.
It's trying to look over here. Ooh, look. We're gonna have full disclosure over here. Yeah. Oh, we're taking your human rights. look.
Go ahead.
We're gonna tell you about aliens.
Show me the aliens.
Here's some aliens. Oh.
Strip
Double
away
the
whatever
taxes
freedoms you
for
want.
you.
I don't care.
Double the taxes for you lower middle class people. Oh, ooh. But aliens. Ooh.
But aliens.
Wow.
Aliens.
It can never just be that they want to reveal alien information. There's always going to be a dark side.
Yeah, they always got to take something.
Yeah, come on.
Yes.
What if they just genuinely want to reveal information about aliens? All right, it's a smoke screen.
I mean, it's the KISS method here. I mean, when it comes to all conspiracy theories, you have to apply the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Was the moon landing faked, or did 10,000 people get together and actually, like, did we land on the moon and actually go to the moon, where we created an entire government branch, employed thousands upon thousands of people, launched a rocket in front of thousands upon thousands of people, with hundreds of people in a room in Houston, having men land on the moon? Or was it all fake? And we all had thousands of people in on it, and every one of them has kept that secret.
Yes.
Fake.
Fake. Soundstage.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yep. I mean, we could go pretty deep on this, but the one thing I'll say is there's that radiation belt, and that's really all I gotta say. How do you get past that? You just
Ozone layer.
Never even. Yep.
I mean, I think they've proven time and time again that we can do that. Like,
oh wait, okay, I believe people can get past that, but how does the film get past that?
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, remember how they shot that footage on the moon? I don't know how they got that footage back home.
I don't know all the science behind it. I'm just saying, like, was 9/11 an inside job? Well, think about the sheer amount of people who would have to be involved in it, with the sheer amount of level of what people would have to be willing to do to their own country to start a war that we basically could have just been like, let's just go start a war. And most people would have been like, yeah, all right, whatever.
All to line their pocketbooks.
For 20 years of just people keeping their mouth shut.
Yep.
Is it possible?
No.
What if they had those Men in Black memory things? And they
the neuralyzer?
Yeah. And they flashed in every single person's eyes that was there that day.
Oh.
You never know.
All right. I mean, if somehow the neuralyzer technology actually exists, then my theory goes out the window. But
I remember having one of those as a kid.
Did they ever give those? Where did you get yours from?
I feel like it was like Burger King or something.
I was gonna say they must have. I thought they came with like kids meals or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you disprove that one, Nicholas?
Could you imagine if the neuralyzer really existed? The level of just depravity that would happen.
Oh my God, it would be awful. That would not be a world I'd want to live in.
No.
In the movie,
everybody be walking around funny, going, "Why can't I remember anything?"
Yeah. Was it like short-term memory or was it like long-term? Do you remember?
I think it was just
both, wasn't it? They just did that and then they told you a different memory.
So your whole life is, as you know it, is completely like started over.
Yeah. You host, they could just do that and be like, you host a podcast. Now you're like, oh, I host a podcast.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh.
Am I successful? Well, you host a podcast. Let's just leave it at that. But like, it'd be cool if you could do like targeted things. You'd just be like, well, I don't want you to remember this, but everything else you could remember just like it was.
Well, I thought that's what the neuralyzer was. Like,
oh, okay.
Hey, I mean, I think you can probably, well, because I mean, they did it, and this is probably delving way deeper into the Men in Black series than we've than we need to.
No,
But
we
most
don't.
of the time it
keep,
was
keep
like,
going.
Yeah, we definitely need to go
like,
deeper.
all right,
If anything.
where they were like, all right, everybody, look here, Flash. All right, the last 10 minutes, you didn't see an alien. You saw a car crash.
Right. Okay.
And then
okay.
when but then when they flashed, which one was K and which one was J?
Jay was
Will Smith
Will
is
Smith.
Jay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tommy Lee Jones was K.
Mm-hmm.
But when they flashed K, when he said he was going to retire, they like erased or replaced all his memories where like he was like, I am a farmer.
Yeah, he was in a coma for the last X amount of years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's targeted. You can kind of tell it what it is. Like you can tell
Yeah.
before it happens.
It was a Burger King. It was a Burger King toy from '98.
Nice. I wonder how much that's worth.
But then they also had like when Linda Fiorentino kept getting neuralized that at some point like it messed with her brain and like she stopped, like it stopped working on her.
I do remember that. Yeah. So you just never know what could happen. But, yeah. Point being that, yeah, I guess it would not be a fun world to live in.
No.
Back to your main question and point.
Half the country just walking around funny going, I think I was not in a car crash, but
Yeah.
My car looks fine, but I feel like I was in a car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be very weird.
Well, my butt hurts.
All right.
Right on. We should do a Men in Black episode one of these days.
We can do a Men in Black bracket. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3.
Weren't they gonna do like a Men in Black movie with Jonah Hill and the 21 Jump Street guys?
Oh yeah. It was going to be the 21 Jump Street meets Men in Black. Or
Yeah, that just like totally get like this like that idea blew up or something.
Yeah, when Men in Black International came out and it bombed, they were like, we're gonna move on from that.
Probably for the best, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I got a hero of the week.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my hero of the week this week is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He surprised.
Where's my applause thing on here?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. He surprised a 7-year-old fan with a birthday message. He says, Cash, DJ here, also known as your Uncle Rock. I hope you have a great birthday and have the best time. Eat a lot of cake or whatever your heart desires because it's your birthday. Sending you lots of love. Hug your dad for me, please. Hug your mom. Have the best time. Yeah, so hero of the week. A stand-up guy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
For sending his nephew a happy birthday.
Well, okay. See, that's what I thought when I read the article, but I did a little investigative journalism / research, and I looked at the Instagram post with the message, and it seems like it's just some random kid, and for whatever reason, they just call him Uncle Rock. Like, I don't think they're actually related.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Is that like how Kyrie calls himself Uncle Drew?
Yeah, maybe it's like that. But I was ready to take it away from him too at first. But I think it's just some kid he doesn't know, and the uncle thing is just thrown in there. But I gotta ask you guys,
right.
How come when The Rock does it, it's cool, but when I send messages of happy birthday to 7-year-old kids, it's weird. I couldn't even get that one out.
No.
All right, moving on. Go on.
Dear police, he lives at.
So yeah, that's my hero of the week.
This is when you gotta apologize to Zoom. It's just a
Sorry,
joke, Zoom.
Just a joke. Remember those?
Oh, boy.
I mean, I don't have anybody to compete with him, so I guess he wins.
Right on.
I didn't bring a hero of the week.
No, I'm too negative.
What about douche then? Did you guys bring a douche?
I feel like just the standard one.
It was the standard douche.
Oh, Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She had another thing happen this couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they had another thing.
Oh, there you go. That's the thing.
no, I'm not going to do it. She had a thing.
They, them, their, whatever it is.
It's not from I don't even care. She can call herself whatever she wants to call herself. But from a grammatical standpoint, they, them, their, it's not going to fly. Just not going to do it.
Are you so unwilling to just what if that's all it takes just to make the world a little bit better?
Then the world needs to die.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not expect that.
Really?
All right, folks. We're just going to take a quick commercial break for some Raycons. And we'll be right back.
Brought to you by Amazon.
Actually, you know what? Fuck Raycons. They're not even advertising with us. What I like is those sound beats that are wireless. You can pick them up at Walmart.
The JLab ones.
They're
I say I have the JLabs.
I think Anchor makes them actually. Yeah. What about you, Nicholas? You got a favorite version of headphones?
Wireless ones.
I have some wireless Bluetooth ones I wear when I'm mowing the lawn. They're okay.
You want to pimp the
But
brand
Uh,
in hopes that one of them will like join our show?
Oh. No.
No.
He's like, I don't even know who
No,
makes
I
them.
I don't even know who makes them.
All right. Well, we
'Cause
tried.
That's the car, that's the truck. That's the. I don't. And my phone is listed as WI310.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
W-C310.
I might have to cut that information out so you don't get doxxed.
I think that's just the brand.
Oh. Well, in that case, I guess I'll leave it in.
All right.
So,
Because then, because I've got a couple other ones in here like FM38 and Uconnect and BT speaker, and I know which ones those are. So I'm pretty sure the ones that I have for mowing the lawn is the WI one. So I got no idea what.
right on. Okay. Well, maybe next week. Those are some of our favorite headphones. If you guys want to write us in, tell us what you like. Maybe we could talk about it next week.
Well, see, this is the problem. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a pair of wireless headphones.
Oh,
I probably should, because
that's one of those investments that I think is worth it, in my opinion. It's like a pair of shoes. It's like there's nothing better than a nice, good pair of headphones.
I mean, the pair I picked up were like a Black Friday special for like 20 or $30.
I got
There you go.
these ones at Menards for $3.
Jeez, that's a bargain. I wonder what the margin is on something like that. If they can charge $3.99 or $3, that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm sure it's something to do with bulk.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Plus whatever third world country they're made in.
Yikes.
I mean, I'm sure it was made by some very skilled children in Thailand.
I hope it was worth it.
Oh.
I mean, that's what I bought like second or third week of the podcast when you said I needed headphones.
Right on.
Mine are my PlayStation headphones.
I mean, I did spend a little bit more money on this fancy microphone you talked me into buying.
Oh.
Now we're talking. Funny thing is, that was probably made by a child as well.
The same skilled children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just took a
Fancy
little more time
microphones.
and a little more effort. But anywho,
Yeah.
that's all we have for our consumer corner.
enough about child labor.
So we're gonna lead up to the audience then. Who's the bigger douche or the hero? Are you gonna vote for Dwayne Johnson or Demi Lovato?
Somehow I feel like I'm going to get a lot of votes for douche of the week, but
well, not from me. Not from me, pal.
It's not that hard to be like, oh, where are they? They are over there. It's how I refer to people now.
Here,
I don't know, they're over there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. All right. I started a new podcast this week.
Without us?
2 weeks ago.
How dare you?
Yeah, come on.
I'm not on it. Okay, let me rephrase it. I started
Welcome to the
listening
Pop
to a
Culture
new
Fun
podcast.
Hour. Yes. Okay.
It's called
Negative.
what is it called? Lightning Bugs with Ben Folds. So Ben Folds, one of my all-time favorite artists.
He is great.
Started a podcast, which, by the way, Jeremy, I think you would actually like it.
Okay.
Because it's hardcore into pushing like the creative process and like inspiration.
Nice.
And really kind of just breaking down like, how to get motivated, stay motivated, just what it takes to be creative.
Cool.
It's interesting.
Are you saying Jeremy lacks motivation and creativity?
No,
we could always use more.
I'm just saying, like, I know, and over the last few years that we've been hanging out, I just know that he likes that kind of stuff. But
you are absolutely right. I'm gonna write it down right now.
He had so far, like, most of the people he's had on there are people that like I've only kind of heard of or like don't really know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
He had a guy on there called Caleb Teicher, who is some sort of like choreographer, musician person. And when he was talking to him, the guy always like, oh, I will do this or I would do that. And, oh, we do this. And then, oh, when we got together, we did this or, I was over here with my company and then later on, Ben was like, oh, okay. Like he would do his little intro when he wasn't interviewing him. And he was saying, oh, they were over here doing this. And then they were doing this. And I was very confused because there was no like at the beginning of it wasn't like, oh, he has chosen to go by the pronouns they and them. It was very confusing because when Ben wasn't interviewing him, he was talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
He used they and them. So I'm like, wait, who is he talking? Caleb and somebody else is hanging out talking. What are they like? It was very confusing. Like I thought they were talking about a group of people because they is a plural word. It's always been a plural word. It was just the accepted version of what we created the English language a couple hundred years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That they and them is a plural version of he and she or he and she. So that, all right, they, like that is a group of people. So to all of a sudden be like, well, no, that's what I am when you have to refer to me as they, and you are not a plural person. You are a singular person. People getting made fun of when they if they go around referring to themselves in the third person,
mm-hmm.
They are crazy.
They are crazy. Yeah. I want to disagree with you just to be a troll, but what you're saying makes so much sense, and I agree with you.
And so I'm not coming at them from a perspective of you can't change who you want to be because, or change who you are because blah blah blah, biology. No,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to consider yourself whatever, fine, consider yourself whatever, but like from a grammatical standpoint of this is how the human language was created.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you
guess
can't
what?
do that.
It's evolving. You gotta get used to it, sister.
No.
This is our world now, Nicholas.
Evolve or get left behind.
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting left behind.
See you in the tar pits, dinosaur. All right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's very confusing I would be confused too if they were saying they all of a sudden.
And because it's not even just like being confused in that one podcast.
Right.
There's a bunch of stuff when I'm reading articles now where it's like, wait, I thought we were talking about this person. Why all of a sudden are we talking about a group? Oh, wait, that's and it must drive editors batshit loony when they're trying to edit these articles now.
Well,
Why even is it that they want to be referred to as they and them? What is it exactly? Is this
because it
this
takes
sticky?
away any sort of gender identifiers.
Oh, okay. So
So it really kind of is saying that we need to invent a new word.
I always
So
thought
instead of because
ponder these words.
instead of he, she, you don't have that, and if you go it, then you are being very like negative, derogatory, offensive. So like you can't go that to. So there just needs to be invented a third
All right,
word.
if we combine she, he, and it, we can just call him she it.
shit.
See,
There.
I feel like that's also putting us in a territory.
Yeah, people might not take too kindly to
Being called shit.
Well, I
Where's
thought there was
where's Demi Lovato? That shit's over there.
that douche is over there.
Yeah.
I thought there was another word, and it was like non-binary or pansexual. Are these not words that encompass what they're trying to get across?
Right. But that is what they are classifying themselves as non-binary or pansexual. But at the same time, like that's not a pronoun. So I guess basically I guess what needs to happen is we need to invent a third pronoun.
Okay.
To
I see what you're saying.
I would just classify them as human.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy.
Hey.
We're trying to go for an award over here.
I got to bring it back around.
There's one race, the human race.
Well, simply because, like, if you're so offended by being, a he or a she, that there needs to be another word that we come up with, or we just go, hey, this is a pronoun that we never use. So let's just move that over here. Because going with they to pull out any gender to keep it gender neutral, you are just making it utterly confusing.
Yeah, that's all.
Because
that's all we're saying.
If I'm talking about Demi Lovato, I'm like, oh, well, they sang that really good song that one time.
Right. It sounds like a band.
Right.
And they'll be like, Demi Lovato,
you're going to be like,
wait. A band, dummy.
So if I'm talking about Demi Lovato and I say they, and then I turn around and talk about Aerosmith and say they.
Right.
Like.
This is, it's getting messy. There's a lot of confusion that could happen. So.
Right. You're just. And there seems to be a side of that group that doesn't have much of a sense of humor, and has a bit of a hair trigger when it comes to being offended at everything. And
I'm glad we don't fall into that group.
And that group really seems to be adding to the confusion.
I'm not sure what you could be referring to.
I mean, Aerosmith just gets offended over everything.
Right. That's right.
What's going on over there?
Oh, I just had to take something off of here. It was starting to weigh it down a little too much. All right.
I do have one other thing on my notes. So there is a rumor that has some kind of backing. It's not just like people inventing stuff, that one of the movies that Marvel might be working on for phase probably 5, but they're slowly working on it, is Midnight Suns. Now, those of you in the audience that are very familiar with Marvel know what I'm talking about. But since I'm assuming that you two are just like, what?
Yep.
I'm gonna spell this one out.
Midnight Suns. Oh, not okay.
Midnight Suns is kind of like You know when they did Justice League Dark?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of like what Midnight Suns is. Midnight Suns is kind of like Dark Avengers, but since they already have Dark Avengers, meaning like they just took all the bad guys and gave them good guy names, this is Midnight Suns. So the movie's going to have Doctor Strange, Moon Knight,
Mm,
Blade, Scarlet Witch, which
Oh.
are already established characters. They're going to also they're going to bring Hannibal King back. So I don't know if that means Ryan Reynolds is going to be pulling double duty, or they're going to have a new Hannibal.
Who is Hannibal King?
Ryan Reynolds' character from Blade 3.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's an easy recast.
Yeah.
They also said they're going to have Hellstrom. Now that show failed miserably. So I don't know if they're just going to ignore that show or if they'll use the guy from Hellstrom. Because there was that one season that they did just like last year or the year before, and they put it on Hulu, and then I didn't watch it.
Jeez.
But the big character name that kind of caught me off guard, and it's looking like they might use this movie as like kind of the relaunch Ghost Rider.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
That's cool.
So basically it would be like because I mean they've already got Doctor Strange established. They already have Scarlet Witch established. They're working or will be shortly working on the Moon Knight series. So Oscar Isaac is going to be that, and then Mahershala Ali will be doing the Blade movie that will be coming out in the next 2 years or so.
Cool.
So like you're gonna have those characters either established or reestablished.
Yeah.
And then that could be your big like breakout, like let's bring Ghost Rider back out kind of thing.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Bring back Nicolas Cage.
Fuck yes. I was just thinking the same thing. It has to be
I don't know
Nicolas
about
Cage.
that,
Who would you cast?
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage.
I mean, I guess it depends.
Nicolas Cage, baby.
Nicolas Pepin.
No, I wouldn't cast. I would cast me as some other characters, but not Ghost Rider.
Who would you cast yourself as?
I don't know. I'll have to think on that one.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it really depends with Ghost Rider as to what version we're doing.
Yeah.
Are we doing the classic Johnny Blaze, like the one that they did with Nicolas Cage, where like he's the stunt rider turned demon kind of thing? We go on Danny Ketch, which is basically the same version, just a different guy. Are we going to go Ghost Rider that they did in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where he's kind of more like, instead of being on the motorcycle, he's got the hot rod, the big, beefy Camaro.
Yeah, I forgot they did that in that show.
Are they going to go even older than Johnny Blaze and go the original Ghost Rider where he's riding the horse?
Oh, that's how he started out?
Yeah.
On a horse? That's pretty cool.
Let's cast Sam Elliott in that role.
Oh, yeah, he'd be good.
We're going
Only if
to
he's
go
riding a
Cosmic
horse.
Ghost Rider. I mean, we got Cosmic Ghost Rider in there.
Let's bring them all on.
Yeah.
Let's bring them all out at the same time.
I think we just established the next bracket.
Ghost Rider tournament.
And then we'll give it to Marvel, and they'll be like, all right, they won the bracket.
You guys are hired.
Boom.
Go ahead. Have free reign of the office and write whatever you want.
Oh.
Thanks,
And
Marvel.
anytime we need a decision, we're coming to you guys for a bracket.
You know what? Thinking about it, I'd cast myself as I think his name is Microchip.
Okay.
The guy in the van for Punisher.
Oh, okay.
right.
Yeah.
So
The guy with all the I'm not going to get involved in anything. I'll be the guy in the van. I'm going to be right near the action. I'm not going to be in the action.
Right.
Far enough away to stay safe, but I'll be there. Close enough to take credit. Not too close to take blame.
Right. Yeah. That's where you want to be. That's a good place to be.
Yeah. So
Nice.
maybe
I
that's
like
where.
that.
Yeah. So you said you had some notes, or do we want to?
Well, I mean, I've got the list of canceled and renewed shows. Do we want to take
All
a look
right.
at some of them?
Sure, let's
Did
take
they
it.
ever
Let's-
announce who won any of the Razzies? Did we miss that?
Oh, we never got to that.
All right.
Do you want to look that
I
up?
thought we covered
We
that.
covered who
Did we?
was nominated. I don't think we covered who won.
I
Who
thought I
cares?
was pretty certain we did.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I might have been sleeping for that episode.
Well, you
that
guys,
doesn't surprise me.
you guys will be happy to know that America's Funniest Home Videos is coming back for another season.
All right, what is that?
What does it
30?
say? What number is that?
It doesn't say.
All right, hold on. I got it.
Okay, you look that up. I'll keep going down the list. Blackish is coming back for its last season. American
Who
Idol-
now?
Blackish.
Oh, okay.
It's coming back for its last season.
America's Funniest Home Videos has 31 seasons. It started in 89.
Jesus,
Jeez.
good run, man.
That and The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Neither one of them will ever die.
Occasionally, neither are that funny.
Both are enhanced by substances.
Oh.
All right, moving on.
Hey!
Big Sky's coming back. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune's coming back.
All right.
Grey's Anatomy is coming back.
Why?
I don't know. Shark Tank is coming back.
Okay.
The Goldbergs is coming back.
Heck yeah.
Did they ever address Pops dying?
No, they didn't. Which they had said if they get another season, they would do a whole episode on that one.
Oh,
Looks
okay.
like we know why they're getting another season.
Yeah. A bunch of CBS shit is moving to Paramount Plus, and the rest of it seems like it's getting canceled. Except for NCIS, which of course is getting renewed.
Old people love their NCIS.
They sure do. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's coming back for its last season.
Yeah.
Blacklist is renewed. Didn't know that was still on. All the Chicago shows are coming back. Keenan got another season. Mr.
I wonder if it got better after the first episode. I'll have to give it another try.
I haven't tried that one yet.
No.
Mr. Mayor's coming back though. I'm happy about that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. This Is Us is coming back for the last season. The Voice, of course, and then Young Rock is coming back.
Okay.
Those are some highlights. CW shows, a lot of those are coming back. Pretty much everything. Yeah, there's like not one show on here that's getting canceled.
Which is surprising because Batwoman has like some of the lowest ratings like on like any network, and somehow that got renewed for a third season.
It's the lowest on it's the lowest on any network, but highest on CW.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Like I feel like if we could get a CW show, we'd be on there for a few years.
Yeah, we need to come up with a killer
like
concept.
Once you're on the CW, you're there. Like,
you've made it.
Like you basically have to cancel yourself.
Yeah. And then lastly is Fox Network, and the only thing that got canceled on Fox is Prodigal Son, and everything else is coming back.
I wanted to watch that one, but I never got around to it.
You did skip a show that I know got canceled off of ABC, which I'm kind of mad about.
Okay.
American Housewife.
Oh, yep. Okay. I skipped that one because I had no idea what it is.
It is Katie Mixon.
Okay.
And Diedrich Bader.
Oh, nice.
They moved to they're like a middle-class family.
Uh-huh.
And because of he's teaching at a college, they end up moving to like a rich town.
Mm.
And like she doesn't fit in with all like the rich moms. The first 5 seasons were really funny. This last season, the main girl, like not the main girl, the Katie Mixon is the main girl. They have 3 kids.
Okay.
The youngest daughter like decided she was in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie.
Uh-huh.
She was the little girl who talked with Leonardo DiCaprio when he was on the Western set.
Okay.
So like she was doing American Housewife. Quentin Tarantino apparently saw the show and really loved it, thought it was awesome. So cast her to be in the movie. She got a lot of good press on it, was like, I got to get off this show. I'm going to go be a star. So they recast her with this other little girl, which was fine. That, whatever, kid actor.
Yeah.
But then a couple other like side characters got mad about something and they didn't want to be on the show anymore. So like they changed a bunch of the side characters and like they basically just like rejiggered the whole show. And so like this last season, it was funny, but it was almost like a different show. So I kind of get why it got canceled, but at the same time, I'm mad about it because I really liked it.
That's too bad.
Like I was hoping maybe like after one season, like that next season, it would like re-find its footing and get funny again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or get back to where it was. I mean, it was still funny, but it wasn't as funny.
Yeah. That's too bad. I hope Diedrich Bader quickly finds more work. He's a good, funny guy.
Well, they just announced all those Batman, Superman cartoons on HBO Max.
Oh, he does voices in that?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
he did the Batman voice for Brave and the Bold.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, now that they're doing more Batman cartoons, him and Kevin Conroy can fight over who gets to be Batman.
Gotcha.
Kevin Conroy.
Because I thought Kevin Conroy said he was done. Like
I think he said I think that too. That was terrible English.
I understand it.
So now that Diedrich Bader's free, maybe he'll be like, I'm not done. I'll be Batman.
Or bring back Will Arnett.
Or Will Arnett, yeah. We need more Lord Miller Lego movies.
Yeah, what are those guys doing right now?
I don't know. Probably something. Yeah, I guess I probably should have wrote that down as a note. I didn't think about that because they announced that the HBO Max is going to be doing a J.J. Abrams produced. No, he's doing the Superman movie. Well, some of the guys who did the Batman animated series, the original one, are going to be producing a new Batman cartoon that is going to be sort of based off of the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, I don't know if they're going to base it in that reality. Kind of how they did with the Batman cartoon, where it was like not necessarily based on the Tim Burton Batman, but it was definitely heavily inspired from that one, where like they kind of just took that take and ran with it, but made it a little bit more kid friendly. Although being that they're doing it for HBO Max, they don't have to be kid friendly. Like with Harley Quinn.
That's another series that should come back.
I gotta watch
season 3 of that one is coming at some point. Nice. They're working on it. Have you watched Harley Quinn yet, Jeremy?
No, that's one I still gotta check out.
Yeah,
it's good.
That one's good.
I've heard. Yeah, I'll add it to my list.
It's dirty.
All right,
in a fun way.
I'll turn on my sexy time lights.
Absolutely, yeah. Get them sexy time lights going.
Well, I got no more news.
Right.
There is that whole thing about Bautista not meeting his co-star because she got digitally added.
Oh yeah. So, Army of the Dead, which is that? Have you watched it yet, Justin?
No.
Okay, it started on Netflix. The 3 of us didn't have time to watch it this weekend. We'll try to watch it here in the next week or so.
We can
give it a
what?
Justin's like, well, this is news to me.
What?
It's a zombie movie. Just shut up and watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta find my notebook, write it down.
But Chris D'Elia. What? How do you say that guy's last name? Delia or D'Elia?
I was hoping you would know.
Justin? Okay. Anyway,
Google.
You kind of look like him, actually, Justin.
Oh, gee, thanks.
so he got.
I feel like I got more of like an Andrew WK look.
That's true. I'll give you that.
He got in a little trouble because he was doing some talking to some girls who were borderline, like they're 16, 17.
Yeah.
And so depending on what state they live in, depending on what state he lives in, like anyway, so they
D'Elia.
D'Elia?
Delia.
Okay. So they he had filmed the movie. He was the one that was on set and had done everything. But then after the movie was in the can, he kind of got caught doing some stuff or saying things. It wasn't a little uncomfortable. So they recast him as Tig Notaro, who she is a very small, slight comedian. She's hilarious. She's kind of a deadpan comedian. Like she's more of a kind of a dry delivery. Like she's not like she's really funny, but like it's not like a Dane Cook where she's running around on stage and jumping up and down. Like she's just kind of almost a Stephen Wright kind of
Gotcha.
So like she had to redo all of his scenes, but it was well after the movie was over. So she did everything by herself on a green screen.
Yeah. So awkward.
Months after. So like she didn't meet any of the cast from the movie because like she had to. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. Like they're sitting down and watching the movie, going, "I did that scene with Chris. What is she doing there?"
Yeah, that would be very odd.
You think it'll be noticeable while watching it?
I've heard that there's some parts where it's definitely noticeable.
Yeah.
A lot of the reviews I've read are like, yeah, there's clearly this was meant for someone else in this position here.
I've also heard that parts of the movie or definitely the end of the movie fall deeply into the Zack Snyder trap of like it looks great, everything looks cool, all the action scenes are real cool, but like when it comes to like character development and like plot, it kind of falls apart.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad.
Like kind of like Sucker Punch, where like, man, look at this cast that they have. Look at this great, like, oh man, Sucker Punch looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like some of the set pieces in Sucker Punch and the fight scenes and some of those graphics were just amazing.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the movie, you're like, this movie was just garbage. Like,
yeah, it's true.
I saw just this today on Twitter, Man of Steel. You've both seen Man of Steel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Man of Steel is okay, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not the best. It's not.
There's some issues, but it's not bad.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
But you would say one of the biggest problems with Man of Steel is kind of lack of heart or lack of like character development.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would.
For some reason, Variety decided to. I don't know if they are just bringing up old reviews or just re-reviewing old Zack Snyder movies. Put out a review of Man of Steel, and people. Zack Snyder somehow has become like this god on Twitter where like everything he's ever done is like the greatest thing ever. And like people are like, how dare you attack Man of Steel? This is the greatest movie of blah blah.
What? Blah, blah. That's not what people were saying before.
No, Man of, like I think the review of Man of Steel has always been like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. Like,
yeah,
it's not bad.
There could have been a worse stepping off point, but definitely.
Like, and then like Batman vs Superman came out, and like they tried to course correct on a lot of the stuff that like people, some of the bigger complaints from Man of Steel when they did Batman vs Superman, and they almost course corrected too far the other way.
Yeah. Martha.
They're killing Martha.
I mean, like Man of Steel, like one of the big complaints originally was like everybody was complaining about how Superman killed Zod at the end of the movie.
Right.
And everybody's like, how dare you? Superman doesn't kill him, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, I get what they're going with. They had him kill Zod because he's going to ultimately have felt so bad about it. Like he's gonna like go so far the other way to make sure he never does it again.
Right.
And they never, like, they kind of failed at kind of bringing that up. They just kind of let you come to your own conclusion on that.
Right. They should have
But
done
yeah,
a Man of Steel 2 where he had to deal with that. Like, and then that.
Right.
Superman in therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. Like Bucky in therapy.
Yeah. I did just check out New Mutants too. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Not yet. I keep meaning to watch it.
Is that finally out?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Nice.
That's another one where the reviews are, there are a lot of negative reviews that I've seen on it. But then watching it, it's like it's not bad. It's not great.
I think New Mutants really suffered from the fact that like it was about to come out right when Disney bought Fox. So it went from potentially setting up more future X-Men movies or the beginning of at least this X-Men potential franchise to becoming kind of a lame duck last Fox X-Men movie. So it kind of just became this bastard child that nobody wanted.
And then it kept getting postponed and pushed back and pushed back. So like now it's out and you're like, oh, that's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Nobody really knew what to do with it. And so who knows? Like I do want to see it just out of curiosity, but
Yeah, it's not bad.
I do need to force myself to sit down and watch that 4-hour Justice League movie. Because
It's not bad. Better than the other one.
I'm assuming that it suffers from the same problems that a lot of other Zack Snyder movies have, where it's just like, wow, it looks great, but it lacks substance.
No, they do a little more with it. They do a little more with each character, some more developments, and so it's long. I'll tell you that. Watch it in parts.
Do you think this all of a sudden like major like obsession with Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse is purely driven by what's the word I'm looking for? Contrarian view, where like Marvel is just doing it so well and so effortlessly and making these movies that look good and like, well, Falcon vs. Winter Soldier wasn't a movie, but like it was effortlessly doing the fight scenes at the same time, having Bucky sit in therapy and be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're like, Marvel's just doing it so well and so good, and just it looks like they're not trying at even just being like, they just are accidentally being this good now. Where DC just keeps tripping over its own dick and can't help but get in its own way.
Yeah.
Like the people are like, oh, DC is better because of and like Zack Snyder is like, is it just a contrarian view, or do you think these people truly believe like somehow like this 4-hour Justice League movie is better than like Infinity War and Endgame?
I think some people actually believe it because you got those people who strongly believe that DC is better than Marvel. So that a lot of those people are the ones who are like, no, it's not that bad. It's better than this. But I don't think they're like just the people like us who are just like, oh, superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because like I'm as much of Marvel zombie as people are DC kids, and I definitely tend to lean towards more of Marvel than I do DC, but like I'm just as much like give me Batman over, any other Marvel thing because I love Batman. But like I just the last couple of DC movies have just been disappointing.
Yeah.
DC needs to stick to their TV shows
Yeah.
and their animated movies. Just
Like,
like the Justice League Dark stuff and what other ones did they just come out with? They just came out with Justice League World War II or something.
here's my prediction for the Suicide Squad. Okay. Everybody's
Explosions.
Well, lots of explosions. Everybody is so excited for it because James Gunn directed it and it looks like it's actually going to be a good DC movie that all of your hardcore DC fanboys are gonna get online the day it comes out and complain that DC screwed up by hiring this Marvel director and they let him turn their universe into this Marvel movie and it's this is garbage because it's just too much like Marvel. That's my prediction. I'm calling it now.
All right.
Marvel, like comic book people are going to be like, this movie is great, but there's going to be this version of the fanboys on Twitter complaining that is just too much like a Marvel movie.
So a movie that's successful.
Yeah.
Ooh, shots fired.
I like DC and Marvel, but I know DC can't get their movies for some reason.
Yeah, it's very strange. They just can't get it together.
I mean, we can keep pulling stuff out of our butts, or do we want to?
I don't have anything left in my.
I'd say my butt's pretty empty.
I mean, the only thing we keep talking about it, but the J.J. Abrams produced Superman movie.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, he's not going to direct it. They're going to do Superman, but they're hiring a black actor for Superman. So they want a black director and a black screenwriter.
So it's going to be Steel, or is it actually they're going to call him Superman?
Shaquille O'Neal?
That'd be awesome.
There is a multiverse version of Superman in the comics where instead of Kal-El, I think he's like, I can't remember what his name is. It's like maybe the reverse of Kal-El.
Okay.
Like El-Kal.
El-Kal.
Oh.
It could be, or it could be something very similar where in that universe, like all the Kryptonians were black and he landed in, America, was raised, and kind of just like being Superman from that perspective.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They also at the same time are saying that might not be the case. They might just be doing Clark Kent, Kal-El, like just saying like this is who he is.
Oh, okay.
And they brought in J.J. Abrams because, well, I mean, what everything he touches is pretty much gold.
What has that guy ever done?
That's so great. What have you done for us lately?
Resurrected the Star Trek franchise just to have the Star Trek fans kill it. Resurrected the Star Wars franchise just to have the Star Wars fans try to kill it.
Yeah.
Made Alias one of the better shows that's ever been on TV, and
only to have the network kill it.
Yeah, have the network kill it. Resurrected saved the Mission Impossible series.
True,
because that's
true.
When he took over with 3.
Yeah,
4.
I think it was 3.
3 or 4, whichever one he did, basically changed that whole trajectory of what that franchise was, and like now it's off and going, and they're going to keep making those movies until Tom Cruise kills himself by hanging off of an airplane.
Yeah, he'll be running somewhere when his heart explodes.
Launched a rocket into space and he blows up out there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you can credit him directly with, I think you're right. I think it was the third one, but like saving that Mission Impossible franchise, because the The first one did really well. The second one, I like it. I thought it was pretty good, but most people didn't really like it all that much. And then, a few years later, he did the third one and really just kind of reset the tone for what that franchise was going to be and kicked it off. Because now what are they up to? 7?
Yeah, that's quite a significant number now. I think it is.
Was Fallout the last one that just came out?
I think so.
Let's see here. I'll get that information here. 6 films.
Okay, so they're working on number 7. So yeah, you can definitely see when he came in and did 3, that 4, 5, and 6 kind of changed. Well, kind of like when Justin Lin showed up in the Fast and Furious franchise. I think it was Justin Lin.
They're working on 7 and 8.
Wow.
Yeah, when in Fast and Furious became like in number 4 or 5, when it became more about the heist than about the racing, that franchise became something altogether different as well. So J.J. Abrams,
wasn't that 4? Because 3 was what, Tokyo Drift, and
3
then
was
after
god awful.
was that Tokyo
Well,
Drift
4
was 3, and then 4 they went more towards the heists.
No, 4 was still about, well, it was kind of racing heist. 5 is definite. 5 is when The Rock showed up. And it really kind of became something else altogether.
I don't know. The only one of those I ever seen was Hobbs and Shaw.
We should sit down as a podcast and just torture ourselves by watching all of them.
All right, I'm in.
I can't commit it right now.
That's kind of a big commitment.
Yeah.
Oh, you're committing.
Oh.
All right. Well, I mean, I could just keep pulling stuff. So let's just remind, Zack Snyder, remind J.J. Abrams, remind the DC universe and all of their fans.
Yeah.
And
stupid.
Demi Lovato.
They, them.
That stupid never walks alone.